years ago. A nameless stray, scrawny to the point of starving, trying to lift the lid of one of her dustbins. She had taken him in, and he had never shown any inclination to leave. So much for cats being independent, she thought. Or maybe it was because she spoiled him. But hell, Binns was an affectionate creature, and she didn't have much else in her life to spoil. She would try to get a late appointment today. If she got to the vet by 6:30, that should still leave plenty of time, she calculated. In her lunch break, she needed to buy a birthday card and present for her father. He would be 55 on Friday. She hadn't seen him for a month. He'd been away in the USA on business. He seemed to be away a lot these days, travelling more and more, searching for that one woman who might be out there and could replace the wife and mother of his daughter he had lost. He never spoke about it, but she knew he was lonely and worried about his business, which seemed to be going through a rough patch, and living 50 miles away from him did not help. Pulling on her seatbelt and clicking it, she was totally unaware of the long lens trained on her and the quiet whirring of the digital Pentax camera over 200 yards away, not remotely audible against the background hubbub of traffic. Watching her through the steady crosshairs, he said into his mobile phone, "She's coming now."
"Are you sure that's her?"
The voice that replied was precise and sharp as serrated steel. She was real eye candy, he thought. Even after days and nights of watching her 24/7, inside her flat and outside, it was still a treat. The question barely merited an answer. "I am," he said. "Yes." Chapter 2. "I'm on the train," the big, overweight, baby-faced dickhead next to him shouted into his mobile phone. "The train! Train, he repeated. "Yeah, bad line." Then they went into a tunnel. "Oh, fuck," the dickhead said. Hunched on his seat between the dickhead on his right and a girl wearing a sickly sweet perfume on his left, who was texting furiously, Tom Bryce suppressed a grin. An amiable, good-looking man of 36, in a smart suit, with a serious, boyish face lined with stress and a mop of dark brown hair that flopped incessantly over his forehead, he was steadily wilting in the stifling heat, like the small bunch of flowers rolling around on the luggage rack above him, which he had bought for his wife. The temperature inside the carriage was about 90 degrees, and felt even hotter. Last year he had travelled first class, and those carriages were marginally better ventilated, or at least less jam-packed, but this year he had to economise, although he still liked to surprise Kelly with flowers once a week or so. Half a minute later, emerging from the tunnel, the dickhead stabbed a button and the nightmare continued. "Just went through a tunnel," he bellowed, as if they were still in it. "Yeah, fucking incredible! How come they don't have a wire or thing, to keep the connection inside the tunnel, yeah? They've got them on some motorway tunnels now, right?" Tom tried to tune him out and concentrate on the emails on his wobbling Mac laptop. Just another shitty end to another shitty day at the office. Over 100 emails yet to respond to, and more downloading every minute. He cleared them every night before he went to bed. That was his rule, the only way to keep on top of his workload. Some were jokes, which he would look at later, and some were raunchy attachments sent by mates, which he had learned not to risk looking at in crowded train carriages, ever since the time he had been sitting next to a prim-looking woman and had double-clicked on a PowerPoint file to reveal a donkey being filleted by a naked blonde. The train clicked and clacked, rocking, shaking, then vibrating in short bursts as they entered another tunnel, nearing home now. Wind roared around the edges of the open window above his head, and the echo of the black walls howled with it. Suddenly the carriage smelled of old socks and soot. A briefcase skittered around on the rack above his head, and he glanced up nervously, checking it wasn't about to fall on him or crush the flowers. On a blank advertising panel on the wall opposite him, above the head of a plump, surly-looking girl in a tight skirt who was reading Heat magazine, someone had spray-painted "Seagulls Wankers" in clumsy black letters. So much for football supporters, Tom thought. They couldn't even spell wanker.